or good afternoon, or good evening, everybody, depending on what time it is where you are. Don't mind this, I haven't done it yet, or done anything, or we're working on it. How are you guys doing? Happy Tuesday, and welcome to, I thought for sure I had an elastic on my wrist. Welcome to Post Mage Tower, wow, where I sort out for myself, do I just braid it? Maybe. What's next? What now? What can I do that is still fun but less intense for a little bit, you know? Forgot it's Tuesday, what a happy surprise. Congrats on getting the book met. Why, thank you. It's, Tower's gone now for the moment. It'll be back in a couple months. And, I do have a recording of my last challenge. I watched it back this morning, and I don't know if the reaction is the one that people are looking for. At the end of beating the Guardian Challenge, which was my last one, it was less jubilance and more, I don't know, you'll have to decide for yourself. We had, let me see here. Steph the Bee, thank you very much for the 22-month resub. Angel21SE with a 13-month resub. And Endawana with an 18-month resub. Thank you so much, guys. I did get the mount. Soul's been crushed by the Twins Challenge. That was the last one, or that was the hardest one by far. Having done them all now, Twins was the first one I did, and by and far and away, especially on Shadow Priest, but probably on any spec, tougher than the rest of them. When did I last tell you that you're sick? I feel like it's been too long. I felt pretty sick. I did get them out, yeah. I, for one, am proud of your Mage Tower achievements. Yeah. So my Guardian Druid one took 58 attempts. And I didn't count the time. I will tell you that I beat it right around midnight on Sunday night. So yesterday I had the day off to relax and be relieved. I think relief might have been the right word for the reaction at the end of it. Yesterday I had off, but I was so mad. I was so mad because the thing with the Guardian Challenge is that, at least for me and my bear with all of my gear, because I slammed like big gems and, you know, I had my seed pod and I had my Gaze of Seath and all that. It wasn't like it was really hard to it was hard, but it felt like it shouldn't have been. That was the infuriating thing about it, is every time I died, and I wiped 58 times, 57 times, 58 times, something like that. Every time I died, it was something so dumb, and I was like, I could have been done 4 hours ago. You know, I pushed it past the first phase on like my 5th or my 6th pull, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy, neat. And then I spent the next like 4 hours watching my soul drain out of my nose. Phrasing. Just being like, well, why isn't it dead yet? Because I got knocked off a lot, and I know what knocked me off, and I knew how to avoid it, and I got knocked off anyways, and that tilted me. Moonkin's nasty too. Post Mage Tower, wow, I was just sitting on your book, man, and Orbo's showboating all day. Let's see the mount. Yeah. Here, I'll show it off. The mount and the bear form. The werebear is pretty sick. I can also show you the attempt. I'm gonna keep my camera and mic on for it just so nobody thinks that it's live, because the tower is definitely not up. Also, I need to get my coffee. And probably some water. Early still. Everyone says vengeance is easiest because of the knockback. I couldn't imagine doing that without glide. In theory, if you're just like a gamer, like a god gamer, you'll never get knocked back, because the two things that knock you back are the eyeballs, which you can kill reasonably easy without, like, as a druid, all I had to do was put a moonfire on it and it would die. And then the other thing that knocks you back is the infernals, and if you just kite them or, you know, dodge the frontal smash, you'll never get knocked off. The problem is that it's happening on top of other stuff that feels more important, and especially in the last phase when there's puddles on the ground, and there's just a lot of things, you're very stressed, you're very strained. It's extremely easy to accidentally be in an infernal knockback because you can barely see where the effect is, and it's easy to kind of forget about the infernal because you've got like this big dude trying to punch you to death. Orb placements. I actually, on my winning kill, I actually ate an orb in the first phase, which you're not supposed to do, and usually I didn't do it. I almost always managed to make it out of phase 1 without eating any orbs, unless I just like tripped and fell into one. But I messed up. And that was the other thing that drove me crazy about it, is that in the Shadow Priest challenge, there was no margin for error. You made a mistake, you were done. Because you needed to squeeze every ounce of DPS out if you were going to make it before Karam was sprinting so fast you couldn't kite him anymore. On the Guardian challenge, you could get away with so many mistakes, and then for me to get away with a bunch of mistakes and be like, well, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, and then still die to something completely unrelated just felt rude. Yeah, 60 of my webs were in the first phase, most due to nether storms. Ended up using all my orbs on each time they ran in. So nether storm was kind of a non-issue for me as long as I was paying attention, because I could just in-cap roar every single time. As long as I cast a regrowth before they came out so that they'd aggro onto me, and then I in-capped roared on their first cast, they would be gone. Sometimes I seed potted one pack of them, but it didn't really matter. You just thrash, swipe, swipe, they're done. But if you're distracted by other stuff, then it gets off, and then that can kill you. Or if I was distracted and I didn't get the healer aggro, the reason I had to eat that orb, and you'll see this when I show the video, is because I must have missed aggroing one of them, and it just kind of went on Velen, and I didn't notice. So Velen was at like 1 health, and I killed the ads, and I'm like, oh man, Velen's almost dead. I should probably top him up. And then it occurred to me that the orb was probably the best way to do that, so I just kind of blew an orb on that. Felbear! Speed run the first phase, only 1 or 2 Infernals up. 3 or 4 Infernals is doom. Yeah, and the first phase I think went pretty fast. It actually only occurred to me now when you said that there's more of them over time. Steroid bear with tattoos. Yeah, I'm so thrilled with this. Like, I like the book mount, but I feel like this is almost cooler, the werebear. And I'm in my Resto Druid spec. I'm a Resto Druid right now. I just, whenever I go bear to tank something, people be like, holy, she's huge. Excited to see. Yeah, and then the book mount. Yeah, I'll show the kill in a minute. Be prepared to see me in the middle of the night with no life left in my eyes. Time really got away from me. I didn't feel time passing, because I would just go in and I would die, and again, and then again, and then again. And I just didn't, I don't know, I kind of zoned out. But I was glad I eventually got it. I was mad because I felt like I should have gotten it earlier, but I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got it before Monday. I'm done now. Mage Tower is over for now. It will come back eventually. A couple of months, people are saying April. Flexing on the passersby. What did it take to get that? You had to do the 7 different Mage Tower challenges, which I did across, I think, 5 classes. You can do 3 or 4 classes. I still have parts of my soul to sell in the final 3 challenges. Yeah, Legion Time Walking will need to come back. Yeah, Seed Pod, Ghost Star, and Dragon Link Trinkets ended up doing like 30% of my overall damage. I didn't check my damage breakdown, and I probably should have. I wonder if I still have it. Damage done. So no, that was from Korthia. I did Korthia. Inquisitor Varus, 40? I felt like my damage was weird. Like the attempts were weird, because I definitely did 58 attempts. Maybe that was just, I don't know. Anyways, this is an average pull, I'm sure. And my Darklight Ray, that's my Gaze of Seath trinket, was doing more damage than anything else that I was doing to, this was a pull. I don't know if it was the pull, but it was a good one. So Darklight Ray was 20% of my damage. Infested Ground, that's my Seed Pod. That was another 8%. And I didn't Seed Pod optimally at all. And then just like a lot of Moonfire. Min-maxing gems and gear was huge. Save CDs because it made phase 1 much more trivial for timing. Yeah, phase 1 was kind of whatever. As long as I didn't do something wildly stupid, and I did plenty of things that were wildly stupid, but as long as I didn't do anything bad, my phase 1 was fine. Do I still have my gear? I think I put it in my banks. I think I put the gear in the banks. I was kitted out though. I was in basically full gem gear, and I had like 3 or 4 agi gems in all of it. I had the good pair of trinkets. I had Claws of Ursoc. I had 1 Crusader enchant on it, and then I had 1, I threw a Celestial Guidance, I think, on the second one for damage after a while, so that I was getting, so let me look at my healing taken. Healing done, healing taken, healing done. So my healing done for that one, 20% of my healing done was from that Crusader enchant that I had managed to put onto my Claws of Ursoc, which was just because I had a low level Claws of Ursoc that I could enchant and then increase the item level. You sure to do the mount special? I forgot that was a thing for a few days. Every time there's Legion Time Walking, there will be a chance to do Mage Tower and get the mount. Yep, the mount looks so good. Does having bear now make you want to main guardian like a ton of my guildies? Not really. I've made, well, I don't know about main, but I've played a bunch of guardian before, and while it was fun, I would rather just have the bear available for, you know, use in Resto Druid PvP, I think. Let me see, mount special. I guess I could just spacebar it, huh? Oh, whoa, hang on. Let me see that. Oh, fancy. Panda Stock, thank you for the 8-month resub. Also, Apocalypse Cow had a 19-month resub. Happy Hazel. Hello, Hazel in chat. All right, I'm gonna get a coffee, and I am going to grab a hair elastic because I think this is getting a bit warm. And then I'm going to show you guys my guardian kill. I can comment over it and tell you all the places where I did stupid things. And then we'll sort out something to do. I have a feeling it could include pet charms, or I've been collecting just like mounts and pets and stuff. But I'll be right back. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Every time I tank, I'm stressed and or I'm bored and my fingers hurt. It's about fair. CB, thank you for the 30-month resub. Congrats, Hazel, and all the Mage Tower cheats. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at the Guardian one. The thing that I will say that made the Guardian one infinitely preferable to the Healer Challenge for me was the Healer Challenge was like 15 minutes, and that's if you don't count the breaks. And the Guardian one is like, I did it in, I think, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, like short, relatively very much short. TSB 2468, thank you for the 4-month reset. New add-on out. Shows soul shapes in mounts and pets tab. Oh, okay. That's kind of neat. Maybe if I get around to collecting. My approach with soul shapes lately has been get one that you like and use that. Soul shape journal. Interesting. Okay. Do I have my water here? Did I lose my water? I had a water. I've left it. I put it on my counter. Hang on. Also, exciting news on the desk front. My furniture has been transferred to the delivery partner of the company I bought it from. It's still on the mainland. It has not made it over here yet, but someone's thinking about it. That's good, right? What are your prospective gold farms for after Mage Tower recovery? Oh yeah, I'm broke. I'm down below 100K again. I don't know, because all of the fun ways to make gold were to sell things to people that were working on the Mage Tower, because nothing inspires spending like desperation. I know. I know. So, I don't know. I want to go fishing, but I feel like that's not that profitable. Okay. All right. So let's, I queued it up, I thought. I'll have sound on for, I guess I should stop my game sound for a second. But I'm pretty sure I say like 4 words and they're all at the end, so I can just talk over it because I won't be double sounding. Blazing Echo, thank you for the 11-month resub. Congrats on the move, Hazel. I haven't played in months, but the streams are still a delight to watch. Oh, thanks for being here. Can you rank the classes you did from easiest to hardest? Yeah, I feel like yeah, okay. Notepad. Hardest. Shadow Priest, easily. Healer Challenge, Resto Druid, just because it was so long. A bunch of the other ones are kind of in the middle. Oh, I should get on my book map. We're having a book map party. A bunch of the other ones are kind of in the middle, so... What else did I did Fire Mage, Survival Hunter, BM Hunter... Fire Mage, Survival Hunter, BM Hunter, Enhancement Shaman, and then there's the tank one. Survival Hunter, maybe? Just because the second phase's Island was kind of stressful, but it was fine. And then Fire Mage, and then BM Hunter, and then Enhancement Shaman. And don't worry, I'm going to put the tank one in there somewhere, not at the very bottom. Tank is probably here, Guardian Druid. So I would say those are my hardest to easiest rankings. So that one is Twins. That's Risen Threat. That was Guardian Drank? Guardian Druid. That's the what is that? The High Lord's Return. and I don't remember what half of them are called. But yeah, those are my rankings, and that's just based on my own experience, which includes like my own trinkets and gearing and all that stuff. Yeah, and then S-Priest, I would agree, is pretty far above the other ones. This thing was horrific. Fury was by far the easiest for me. Tons of mistakes, then instantly healing back to full was so OP. 30 dungeons to get Owl Soul. Oh. I love fishing. I wish I made more gold. How dare you have a book club meeting with Evulsion? Is it better to farm old content gear to complete Mage Tower easily? Yep. Mage Tower is done for now. I guess maybe EU has it for a bit more, maybe not. But yeah, I would do it in old content gear. I would figure out what people are doing. Trinkets, if nothing else. At minimum, get good trinkets, because trinkets carry. And they're not that hard. They're not crazy hard to farm. Plus, you can use them for multiple challenges sometimes. I used my Gaze of Seath and my Seed Pod on my Druid for the Guardian and the Resto challenge. Same trinkets. Okay, I promised, and let's look at my Guardian kill. So there it is. There she is. She's it's the middle of the night. She's not wearing any makeup, although you really can't tell the difference. She's in Moonkin form. Flabby helped me with the opener. It's very important. So once Vera starts walking, you cast her regrowth after like a second. So there's the first regrowth just to get the hot ticking, and then you start spamming Wrath because you want to do 2 Wraths, and then Heart of the Wild, Star Surge. I didn't Star Surge in time. Heart of the Wild, Star Surge, dots, and then you get an eye, so you tab and dot the eye. I had enough gear that I could kill eyes no matter what, no matter when, with just 1 Moonfire, as long as I got to them kind of fast, so that's what I ended up doing. I was supposed to kick the first Drain Life with a Typhoon, but I ended up doing it with a Charge because I wanted a Seed Pod on top, get the Nether Horrors. The first pack, I found I didn't really even need Incap Roar because with Seed Pod I could kill them fast enough. So there's that. Another eye. Tabbing to the eyes when there's a bunch of ads out is awful, so I ended up just clicking on them most of the time. And then the next Drain Life. Did I Typhoon that one? I Typhooned that one. I didn't end up using that much Typhoon. I think I used it a little bit throughout the day to boof the Infernals back away from me just to buy me some time. Because Infernals were by far the worst part for me. Even though they're not a hard mechanic, it's just that I was busy. So I can see the thing coming for me. My health is kind of low. I realized that I forgot to pick up the ads. So this is where I messed up on this poll. I forgot to pick up the ads. So you kick the thing, you get the ads back. I somehow managed to, like, Velen was like a hair away from dying. I just messed up. And I decided to pop an orb just to top up Velen. And then I, finish off the ads, carry on with your day. It's just 1 orb. But, I like, most of my attempts, I didn't even do that. I don't know how come I made such a big mistake on the one that I have to show everybody. Yeah, I moved the unit frame, although you can see my cast bars right over it, but I moved the unit frame just because throughout the fight you can regrowth yourself just to keep your health topped up, and, or at least in the first phase, and having that a little more central, like I'm not used to paying attention to my health, or if I am paying attention to my health, I'm usually doing it as a healer spec where I'm looking at it on the unit, the raid frames, so this was kind of a new one for me. Alright, so there's phase 2. You've got, like, what is it, just the 1 Infernal left, maybe 1 Infernal left, 1 Infernal dead. The lines were dumb. I was such a mess in phase 2. There we go. For once in my life, I saved my life with a wild charge. Most of the time, I just wild charged in Moonkin form and flung myself off the edge. I must have done that 10 times. It was funny the first time. And then the ads. So this fight, on paper, not complicated, but it's just, you're so panicked at the end, or I was panicked at the end, that trying to be like, okay, what am I using for my next Annihilate? I ended up making a separate kick macro that would kick specifically Kroll that was a different hotkey than the one I used to kick Varus in the beginning. And that's what worked out for me, because for the longest time I just wasn't kicking Twisted Reflection, which is such a stupid way to die. I'm really burning through orbs here, but I guess it was worth it because it worked out. I almost got pushed into that one. And then you get your charge back in, because who remembers where the Infernals are? Not me. Just blow another orb, sure, yeah. You can see in my eyes when I didn't mean to use an orb, or like, well, what do I have left? Oh yeah, nothing. Barkskin, I don't know how on earth I survived that Annihilate, because it was a late game one and all I did was Barkskin it. I don't even think I had Iron for I think I did it. But then the RP starts and I'm like, wait. Did I do it? And then I like completely stop everything. And there's ads and I don't notice them. I'm just busy looking at the camera and the monitor. And then I'm like, wait a second. Excuse me. I'm good, right? And then I was good. And then it's over. This is midnight. That's it. That's the whole thing. Yeah, I figured I should try for happy because I knew I was going to show stream, but I didn't have any happy left in me. I had tired. Is that supposed to happen? Range twist ending. Yeah, once the RP is triggered, you've done it, and it doesn't matter if you die, but I wasn't sure of that at the time. Happy stops at 11 p.m. Well, I don't have to do them. Oh, I broke everything. Cat cam, go back. Well, placeholder cat cam. All right, World of Warcraft. I don't have to go back. I'm considering next time it rotates back in, and I might take a break before I start seriously considering this, but I was thinking about maybe working on a couple of armor sets that I don't have. These are the armor sets that I got. I got Priest. I've mogged it with the Kyrian wings. There's the Druid set. I didn't like the helmet at first because I'm like, what is this color? It hides my character's hair. But then when it does the spirit face thing, I'll leave it here until it does it. It does the spirit face thing. And it like goes through the different forms and come on. After the 25th pull kill, I was just as excited as you were for the Shadow Priest one. Huge congrats. Thank you. And then there's the Mage set on my little Fire Mage. She's so tiny, but I got that one. I got the Hunter set, although I need to fix the transmog of it because I think I went back to my regular gear. I transmogged my time walking gear. Was that what I did? Hunter, Priest, Druid, Mage. Hunter, Priest, Druid, Mage? Shaman. And then the Shaman set. So of the ones that I'm missing, the ones that I feel like I want is the Warlock set. So I could level Boy and then maybe try to get him some trinkets or something before next time walking if I wanted to. Just to get that transmog set. I'm not doing all 36 specs. I say no thank you. Boy time. So give me the set back. People clown on this set. I think it's awesome. I prefer it if I hide the helmet though. I prefer it if I hide the helmet. There it is. I know the helmet's pretty cool, and it's like the helmet's one of the more unique parts of the set. But if I'm gonna walk around wearing this thing, you know, so we throw that back on. There's the Hunter set. H-Pal next time around. I don't have an H-Pal. I have here. I'll show you my only paladin. She's level 50. She's a Lightforged Dreadnought. She looks awesome. The hairstyles I redid her when Lightforged customization came out, so she looks really cool. But I think she's a prop paladin. I don't know the first thing about playing Holy Paladin. I've been meaning to level one. This is the Holy Paladin I was leveling back when I was first switching back to keyboard, and I was like, what spec have I really never played? And ETDI had a brand new sub a couple minutes ago. Thank you so much. And Forsaken Soul with a 2-month resub. Happy New Year. Hopefully it's a good year for you. We're already 4 days in. That's kind of wild. If we want more hair-pulling, soul-crushing Path of Ascension is still there. What weapon is the Lightforged wielding? I don't know. Yeah, I like the dwarf hair. I'd been looking for an excuse to make another dwarf. Maybe I'll level that character for fun. Lightforged Draenei racial is legit damage for the challenge. I was using, my Hunter was a Lightforged Draenei, and I was using that for the Survival and the BM Hunter challenge. Something from Sanctum. It is a Torch of Eternal Knowledge, which if I go into Wowhead, because I don't know. I never know where any of my transmog is from. I just farm things at random, and then I put on things from the journal that look cool. That is from Guardian of the First Ones. Yes, that is a Sanctum of Domination appearance. The same model as, yeah, I don't know what difficulty the yellow one is from. Working on POA, not bad at 80 renown. Okay, Congrats in 7 to 7. I hope you slept between then and now. I know it doesn't look like it. I need to wash my hair. I ran out of time yesterday. Yesterday I had a lovely day off. I don't know if it was relaxing. No, it was. I had a nap yesterday. I can't complain. One of the maiden statue bosses in Classic or BC. Yeah, I think the character looks really cool. If I ever decide to have another tanking phase, maybe I'll mess around with... Well, no, how can I have a tanking phase and not play a Guardian Druid now that I have the Werebear skin? Nothing is easy. Oh, have I shown you... Oh, man, I'm getting blown up by the light here. Have I shown you pet charm dailies with TD script? It occurred to me that I'm 7,700 polished pet charms of the 10,000 that I want for the Bobbleworm. I did Korthia yesterday. I did Korthia for Shaping Fate because I'm reasonably far along in my Necrolord renown on my priest, and I figured, I should just do like my callings and we'll do Shaping Fate and maybe some souls or something. Oh, posted this on Twitter at 2 in the morning. Wasn't it midnight, or did I post it at 2? I stayed up until 2 that night because I beat the challenge around midnight, and then I was like, I can't go to bed. Nice sweater, thank you. My sister made it for me. Battlegrounds? What? Who's that? I've done a few Battlegrounds recently. 9 a.m. my time. End time walking, replace it with nothing. Back to Korthia? Yeah, it is a little bit of a letdown. It wasn't ever supposed to go this long, anyways. But what's the current weekly event? Does anybody care? It's a Battleground bonus event. All right. Okay. I sold a few things. Nothing crazy. The Druid form I think is account wide. Yeah, should level your Coltirian one up. You haven't done lots of BGs on stream recently. Yeah, I was trying to do WoW on my WoW stream. Inbox is full. What do you mean? Do you have more gold for me? Did I sell some things? I don't know. What's the pet charm situation looking like? What are the dailies? There's 20 polished pet charms from Megabyte and Bastion, and then 13 from Mind Games and Revendreth. Maybe I'll just work on this for a bit. Let me pick up a calling in like the weekly so I can do my renown. I'm renown 74, so I can definitely finish this week if I wanted to, if I kept up with stuff. I'm getting through Necrolord mounts. Most of the Necrolord mounts that I still need are tied to abominable stitching or stitch crafting or whatever they call their special activity. And it seems that based on what I was looking at, some of the mounts that you get from stitch flushing, I'm just going to call it something different every time. Some of the mounts that you get from that, you get an achievement and then they just mail it to you. You don't have to buy it. You don't need anima. You don't need grateful offerings. Wow, what a concept. Okay, so that is for troubles at home. I also was thinking, and I don't know about if this is a stream thing or not, but I kind of want to do the Necrolord campaign again on a clothy, like on my priest here, so that I can get this Transmog set in that color. I have lots of these from, I have 2 of these. I have 2 colors of that. But I want the original one, and I don't really want to spend a bajillion anima, and you get what I think is the nicest color of it from the campaign. So if I just, if I actually did the campaign again, which I know, but if I did the campaign again, should I do the calling? Oh, Mortanis is up. I can get some anima. Congrats in the Bear Mage Tower. Did you see that they're doing Race to World First in Final Fantasy XIV? I did not see that. That's cool, though. People have spoken. I'm doing all the renowned stuff now. Switch to Kyrian and my warrior. He's on chat. Lovely to catch you live again. Welcome back. Necrolord campaign, 3 hours. I don't really know. I did it. I don't really know. It should be faster than it was last time, right? Because I have flying now. In theory, also, I am going to be riding this book around for the foreseeable future because look at me. I'm glorious. We can fly now, and I need spouting growths for that venom spitter. We'll do the world boss. I'll loot the spouting growths. Get this calling done at least. See what's up. Did it in like a day of playing. Yeah, maybe that's like a comfy afternoon thing, just like a cup of tea and smash through the quest. Just because I'm not trying to collect all of the transmog, either in the game or from Covenants. But that particular set I think is really cool, and I would like to have the pieces of it available to mix and match with other stuff. Hi, Hazel in chat. Lovely to catch you live again. Hello. What classes did you do Mage Tower for the mount? I did BM Hunter, Survival Hunter, Enhancement Shaman, Fire Mage. Resto Druid, Guardian Druid, and Shadow Priest. That's 7, right? Something like that. I guess I could heal if anybody needed me to. Will I heal though? Yeah. Sure. Now it's perfect for arcane mages. I have to do the campaigns for each armor type at some point, but taking a little break and leveling for at least the next few days, that's fair. I'm kind of trying to think about what am I doing until 9.2? Auto thank you for the 14-month resub. Happy Tuesday. Love the sweater. Thank you. I'm obviously, I don't know what's obvious. I started that sentence and it had something to do with I've got video stuff to do. I've got some stream highlights to catch up on. I think I might post the rest of the Mage Towers, but like just post them unlisted and have them in a playlist so people can find them if they're like looking, but not actually publish them to the feed until the next time the Mage Tower comes back, because right now nobody needs Mage Tower guides. Mage Tower's not even up anymore. Animal Crossing's until 9.2. I hope your sister gets forwarded all the compliments. Oh yeah. I forgot to get the pattern or ask her where the pattern was from because people were asking for it. Always dug your YouTube videos. Wasn't to where you stream too. Good times. Welcome. I stream, 6 days a week, but only 2 hours at a time. I'd say short and sweet, but I think that the thing I can guarantee is short. We're here. We're making it work. My goal by my 1-year anniversary in February is to have 1 of each class to level 60. I have Monk, Rogue, Paladin, and Warrior left to go. That's a good goal. What do I want to do before 9.2? I thought about alt leveling because I could get more characters to 60. I've got lots of 50s that I could work on. For what? Unclear. You know, it would be nice for Mage Tower. But aside from Mage Tower, I don't really know why I would be leveling all the alts. But it's not that hard to level them 50 to 60 anymore, so I could work on that. What else? There's pet charms. I think I kind of want to work on pet charms for a bit, or at least start, doing a little more of it, because I've been stuck at like 70, I'm 77.99, like 7,800 of the things for a while. And when I was really cranking them, I was getting 1,000 of them every day or two.
The House of Rituals is conducting a rite of
Have you done the dungeons for portals? The 20s? No. I've done a bunch of 19s. That's a 20, but it's over time. I haven't timed any 20s. I was kind of thinking about it, but my key group is taking a break. I haven't seen any of them on in a while. I had another group that I was going to run keys with, but they started running again while I was moving, and I wonder if they don't need me anymore. I guess I should check. Or like, appear online once in a while and see if anybody wants me. But that doesn't sound like I feel like I want, at least for a week or so, something very chilled out, relaxed, easy, not Mage Tower challenges. That was the amount of effort that I had available to me for a while, and I am fully prepared to just coast for a week or so. Grats in the book mount. Watching put in all that work has given me sympathy relief that it's over. How is your Season of Mastery adventure going? Oh, I dropped that a while ago. It was very fun for the time that I was doing it, and then I started wanting it. I started wanting to play a retail hunter, so then I leveled a retail hunter, and then I never went back. It's over. I know. Oh, I guess I said I would heal. Here. Divine Hymn. Glad. If I was gonna work on Glad, I would need to take my Druid and go do Korthia for conduits. For Soul 20 Crescents, because her conduits are still behind because I never do anything with them. The good news is that I am a bit of a better Moonkin than I used to be because of how much time I spent playing Moonkin for the Resto and Guardian Druid challenges, incidentally. And then also I have a sick Transmog set to wear while I'm doing all that. So I could, but oh gosh, what if I just farmed pet charms and then maybe looked for some lock boxes and maybe there's mount farms I still want to do. I still want to get Famu, the Famu mount. I still want to work on the World Edge Gorger. I did like a World Edge Gorger farm yesterday just for fun to get the item and then summon the thing. The mount dropped for somebody, it just wasn't me. I feel like there's lots of just like bits and bobs that I still want to get You know, there's Covenant mounts from Korthia that I could work on a little more actively. And that this time before 9.2 is the time to do it, because once 9.2 happens, I don't think I'm going to be going back for a long time. So I think what I want to do is look specifically at pets and mounts. I think pets and mounts is what I'm going to worry about. Not so much alt leveling, not so much transmog, pets and mounts until 9.2, because there's plenty that I still want. And I want to try and get some more of them checked off the list. You sound like you need a nap. I slept in. I was up a little bit late last night, but not crazy. I slept for, I think, 8.5 hours, and I just need to get my coffee, I think. Maybe I'm just a little bit, maybe I need to catch up. My schedule has been off for a little bit. You are locked out of loot for a world boss such as Mortanis for the week. So you kill it once, even if you don't get loot, that's it for the week. You can't... You can kill it as many times as you want, but you're only going to get a chance at loot once per week. Since Tazavesh came, I've had hardly any lockboxes dropped to go get that pet with. Yeah, and all I seem to get are Sinvir lockboxes, which are the one kind that you don't need. You need Oxine, Selenium, and Phaedrum. And I don't know if I have any of them. So what I was thinking is if I level my rogue, I guess that is out leveling, but if I level my rogue up, supposedly you just go like pickpocketing, and then you can get them all in a couple hours. Do Venthyr Ember Court. There's a mount for it too. Super chill. Throw in a weekly party. I guess I have a Venthyr. Once I'm Renown 80 with Necrolord, I think then I start working on Venthyr stuff. It's just that building all the Covenant buildings, especially when you're trying to do it for like all the Covenants, is so much anima. That's why I'm doing world bosses, is because I know I'm gonna need a lot of anima. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if the world quest bugs, then you do it again for the world quest. Plenty of time to level alts. I think the content drought will be real before 10.0. That's true. That's a fair point. There's usually a good gap at the end of any given expansion for alts and stuff. You're right. I am kind of tired. I'm doing these treasures for a pet. Anything? Nope. That was my 53rd attempt for the Skittering Venom Spitter. Also, I guess I should go back Shadow. Another Rift rundown. Congrats getting the book mount. Is there a replay of the Guardian Druid Challenge available? I played it earlier on stream. I'll get it onto YouTube, and I'll make a little playlist of my Mage Tower kills. I'll get it up in a playlist, if not on the main feed. I can't start farming Tahanta because I need to get enough Necrolord companions going to have Nina out with me. I've learned that much. Should I do the Flayed Wing thing just for the calling me as well? If I do this and then that, yeah, we can do the Flayed Wing thing. 14 death bounds. Maybe that's how I should set up my druid. Maybe I should say forget doing Korthia and hoping for soul twinings. Just do rift runs. You know, crank deathbound shards and finish all my conduits that way. It's just... Ugh. The problem is that I don't want to. Oh, Nina is a separate quest? You don't build her? Oh, do I need to have my factory done? Do I need to put in... Can I just go get her now? Or do I need to put anima into a thing? Because I'm pretty anima broke. Oh, level 2 factory. Gotcha. Yeah, I have level no factory for now. I just dropped 7,500 anima on the renowned 70 flesh corpse fly. Presumably requires rank 2 or 3. Level 2? Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Takes 20 malleable flesh. We can crank this out so fast you don't even know. Rift Run Supergroup, let's go. You're right that I've never really done Rift Runs. The idea is just so... I can't... It's just one of those things I just don't want to do, and I can't really tell you why. I guess one of the problems is that if I get all my conduits and my druid, and then I have really no excuse as to why I can't queue, then I'll be like, well, I guess I should probably queue. And right now, I just need a break. I just need a rest, you know? I need to do things that don't require thought. I need to do world quests and anima farming and pet charms, you know? Go pickpocket some people and look for some lockboxes or something. I don't have it built even a little bit. Yeah. Slush12, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Yeah, Renown caps out at 80. I am 75 now, actually. When did I get 75? I thought I logged in at 74. I must have got... Oh, I got one from the World Boss. That's right. That works out. There will be another one from Mortanis. I've been doing Mortanis every week purely for the anima of it, really. But the Renown's nice, too. It'll be good to have... I'm glad that on my main, at least, I'm getting all the Covenants to Renown 80 and just getting their Soulbinds kind of set up and slotted in, just so that if in 9.2 it turns out that I really want to, you know, play as a different Covenant, I can just swap them and I don't need to set anything else up. I'm trying to get my transport network to rank 3 in every Covenant, because that's the other thing I want, is to be able to swap to whatever Covenant I like and also be able to have a portal to Ouroboros for my Sanctum, but it's kind of a lot of anima. And I ran out of anima on my account like a long time ago. You know, mounts and transmog and buildings will do that to you, so... Even though it's faster to get anima than it used to be, it still takes some doing. So I've just been doing the stuff that gives me like bunches of 500. I was all excited about doing the dungeon weekly. Did I miss one? We'll see. I was all excited about doing the dungeon weekly that gives you, you know, the anima items, and then you can choose anima items at a rep. And then I did the math, and it's only 350, even if you take anima for your optional thing. And that's not that much for like one dungeon. It's not awful, but it's not great. Will the Covenant Lego swap when you swap? No, if you want to swap and you want to have 2 Legos each time, you would need to make 4. It'll be its own piece of gear. Snowblood, thank you for the 28-month resub. Did you have a good Christmas and New Year? Love your content, fan from Denmark. I did have a good Christmas and New Year. New Year was much more quiet. For Christmas, I got to see some family, but then for New Year, I stayed home. But it was really nice. I'm just excited about... Am I excited about 2021? It feels weird to say, to be excited about any amount of time in current times. It feels like it's just tempting fate for things to get worse. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be home. I had a delightful... I went shopping yesterday and I finally bought some dishes. I didn't buy, like, incredible dishes, but I bought, you know, they're fine dishes. I spent way too long staring at the different dish options, being like, well... These ones are nicer, but they're way more expensive. And I could do them, but then if I have nice dishes, what if I break one and then I'm like, oh no, I broke the nice dish. I was having this conversation with myself for like a while. So I ended up bringing home some dishes that are unremarkable but serviceable, and they cost dramatically less money than the other ones. Monsieur the Spectre, thank you for the gift sub. Sorry for my horrible pronunciation. Appreciate it. Did I say 2021? Who knows anymore? Whatever the new one is. There's a belt that swaps between Covenant Legos? Wait, what? Okay, that's news to me. That's sick. A belt that you can build it on that will swap with your Covenant. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Just don't break them for it. Yeah, I mean, in theory, but I like to plan my life with the expectation that sometimes I'm going to make mistakes. Either end up getting the IKEA dishes or good old Corningware in whatever design is popular at the moment. Yeah. Yeah. They're fine. I do want funky dishes eventually, but I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on dishes if I wasn't sure that... I don't know. Plus, it wasn't like they were like really nice dishes. They were just like slightly nicer dishes, you know. In 9.2, not yet. Okay. I did get the bear one in 58 tries. 58 was my final attempt number for that. And then, do I remember what I said that my healer one was? Somewhere in that neighborhood. Under 100, I hope. What do you think about Affliction Warlocks? I'm a little bit familiar with it. I think they're fun. I'm a Warlock main by any stretch of the imagination. Walmart dishes good, cost less than most. I haven't been to a Walmart since I've been back. I went to Canadian Tire a few times, but they had some dishes, but they were mostly out of stock. And then they had this one set that I almost got, but then I decided I hated them. I'm very picky. I'm very particular about housewares I'm starting to find. Like, I'll look at something and I'll either be like, this is fine, or this is boring, or I hate it. And it's really arbitrary. It's not like I'm following a design style or language or, I don't have particularly good taste. I just know when I don't like something. 55-ish, yeah. 7 times better than me, 410 tries. I had help, though. I had, my gear was set up. I was juiced. And then also Flabby, who had done the challenge before me, fed me my opening rotation and told me, okay, you're going to in-cap roar the ad packs. You're going to regrowth when they're coming out to get the healer aggro. You're going to bark skin iron for the first annihilate, and then you're going to use your charges for the next 2. He just kind of fed me everything I needed to know, which saved me a lot of time. I did get the book. Getting tired. Yeah, I kind of like it. There's a big one in Victoria, and that's where I got a lot of my kitchen stuff. I picked up like toaster and coffee maker and dish rack and all that stuff. I'm on board. It's fine. Okay, so I wanted to do pet charms, I think. Oh, also, well, I'm kind of close to, I'm only 4 renown away. Maybe I should just try to finish my renown, right? Like if I go to Korthia, I can pick up Shaping Fate. I can do the World Boss. We'll get some Anima. We'll get some Renown. Just the good stuff. Congrats to the bear in the book. Now you can do it. Thanks, Sharksaw. Are you gonna post winning all the challenges on YouTube? Yeah, I will. I'll make a little playlist of them. They started out being like, my Shadow Priest one was very much a guide because I felt like I spent enough time on the Shadow Priest one that I really sorted out. This is what I want to do for it. This is what works for me. This tip was really good. This tip was really good, etc., etc. By the end of them, I feel like I was just kind of muddling my way through, making lots of mistakes. So I don't know if I can really post like a challenge and be like, okay, I can show what the things I did wrong and then tell you how to not do them wrong. And I can show it as a thing of being like, hey, you can make mistakes and still finish it, so don't give up too early. But, yeah, my execution got substantially worse the more challenges I went through. My healing one was pretty good. I was pretty dialed in for the healing one, but the rest of them are questionable. Best of failed attempts compilation. I was going to do that for the Shadow Priest one because I had so much footage to work with, and I think that too much time passed and I gave up on it. Tips for someone considering a return to WoW. Haven't played since June of last year. Is it fair to say that the game walks you through? It depends on what you want to come back to WoW and do. If you want to do current patch stuff, or if you want to just kind of set yourself up for next patch, there's hard to go wrong. Or if you're trying to, maybe you want to collect things, and you're hard to go wrong with Korthia. Korthia gets you to a lot of stuff. What I want to do? We'll do Morgath, and then maybe some world quests or something. I'm in a lucky position now where I really don't need catalog research on this character for anything. She has full sockets, she has full sockets and full conduits. And she has the Archivist Codex Paragon mount as well. And the pet. So pretty much just out here for Anima and Renown. Like to try playing a priest again. It's been a while for me. I still have Shadow Priest to do. Not even touching that as level 50. Yeah, no, you need Power Infusion. For Shadow Priest, you need Power Infusion. I would do your darndest to get a Unblinking Gaze of Seath, which is the trinket from Iskar in Hellfire Citadel. And then you could do a Ghost Star and Dragonlane. You could do a Seed Pod. Trinkets were big. What else? Just the best gear you can. Shadow Priest one is so tight. It's one of the hardest challenges, if you ask me. I didn't do all of them. I've heard Havoc Demon Hunter is awful too. But I'd say Shadow Priest it was so far and away harder than the rest of the challenges that I did that I would give yourself literally every advantage you can possibly squeeze out of it with consumes and farming up some good consumables and getting some good trinkets and anything you can do because holy moly. Desmodron, there we go. Anything to spend extra cataloged research on after finishing sockets and conduits? If there is, then I would like to know too, because I'm kind of stacking it up myself. Eternal Lumi, thank you for the 4-month resub. Hi Hazel, how are you and Kira doing today? Hello. I'm a little tired. I'm looking forward to tonight. Someone's supposed to come by and repair they should have the part in to repair my washing machine, and I'm looking forward to being able to do laundry. There was a bit of an issue with the washer in the unit, you know, I'm looking forward to being able to wash my sheets. And then Kira's good. She's been out. She's been hanging out here, which is really what I wanted. Is that she'd been spending a lot of time in the bedroom, and I was waiting for her to come explore the rest of the place. And she's been hanging out with me. She's not here right now, but she's been spending some time on the chair next to me by my desk, which is nice. Oh, the Nibelung staff on ICC farmed on twins for me. Yeah, I wish I'd used it. I had one, and then I just kind of didn't. I vendored it by accident, and then I never went and got it back. I probably could have item recovered it, but, you know. Yeah, that staff, I've heard good things about it. That's Priest is my main. Lowest I got raced was 29%. That challenge is so hard. Trinket for Shadow Priest is Unblinking Gaze of Seath. And then people also like Ravage Seed Pod, apparently. You can just kind of drop it underneath Raced, and it will rot him, and then also any ads that you happen to pull through him. But yeah, the Iskar Trinket's really good. I don't have the new desk yet. However, they're thinking about shipping it. They gave it to somebody who might ship it. It's not moving yet, but someone has remembered that I've ordered it, and they're thinking about it. And that also has my couch, which I'm also very excited about. So hopefully soon. I don't know exactly when, but hopefully soon. The snow is largely melting here now. The weather warmed up and a bunch of rain came through, so the roads are much clearer. That's how I was able to get out and drive a bit yesterday to go shopping for dishes and appliances and stuff. And then went for a walk. Shadow Priest and Holy Priest were both hardest in their individual challenges, and Dis was on the harder end of theirs. Yeah, Priest really got the short end of the stick. Yeah. Yeah, I heard people saying that if you want the Priest set, just do Dis, and also it's not even a cakewalk. Let's do this. I'm so excited for new desk. I'm so excited for new desk. I want to get my office set up like perfectly. You know, I'm hopefully going to be here for a while, so I feel empowered to buy furniture. I feel empowered to... I got some drapes. That's the other thing, is at the home goods store, I picked up some new blackout curtains for my bedroom and for the office, along with some rods to hang them on. So I can put those up. I think I need to hem them, and by hem them, I mean chop off the ends so that they don't hang into the heaters, and then tell myself, I'm going to hem these one day, and then remember that I don't have a sewing machine. I could borrow my sister's sewing machine, but do I remember how to use a sewing machine? What if I just had raw edge stems? Would that be the end of the world? If I cut them pretty straight, I can hem them eventually. They're curtains. They're not clothes. You know, they're not going to fray that much. Glad everything's going well for you. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I still have some stuff to do, but now that the snow's gone, I can get out and around a bit more. Plus, I should be able to get back to exercising, especially once my washer gets fixed, so I can clean my workout clothes. I haven't been going for my runs recently because of the weather, and then because of the lack of laundry availability. And I'm kind of losing it, so I need to get back out there. I miss my workouts. I can do it inside, but yeah. Moving to Victoria for work, looking at the rent prices is giving me anxiety. Yeah, it's not cheap here. It is not cheap here. And it's tough too. There's like you go for walks, you walk by all kinds of buildings, and they're all just like no vacancy, we're full. Sorry. The housing and rentals are kind of nuts here, but once you get in, if you can get a place, holy moly, it's really nice. Always use safety pins and crafting sticks to weigh down the curtains. Weigh down. I don't need to weigh them down though. I need to make them shorter so that they don't hang into the heater. I think I do anyways. I haven't tried yet, but I'm pretty sure they're too long. I used to use safety pins just to fold up the bottoms of the curtains, but because of the rod that I'm using, I don't know exactly, because I'll figure it out. It's fine. It'll be fine. Managed to achieve 36 of 36. Most of them took me 1 to 2 hours. H-Priest took me 3 days. Yeah, I'm getting increasingly glad that I didn't try to do the healing challenge on Holy. Because that was originally my plan. I'm like, I got tools. I'm a Holy Priest main. Why wouldn't I do it on Holy? And then people were just like, don't. Don't save yourself. Run. And Resto Druid felt fine. Resto Druid felt like it, you know, she needed she had the tools that she needed, and it felt tuned in a reasonable way where you could kind of do it. Yeah. The healer challenge was just tilting, and I'll complain about this for the rest of time. It's so long. People that did it feel me. It's so long. And the hard part's at the beginning, so you make it through and you're like, yes, finally. But then, you know, something goes wrong later and you're like, no, not again. It's like doing a really hard video game level with no checkpoint. And you have to, like, just getting through waves 4 and 5 over and over again. Even once I got it down to a science, it's just like, all I want to do is practice the later phases. But I have to do this horrific thing first that takes so long. Jones98, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Hit it 5 times, terribly long. I couldn't believe it when I edited that footage and I was like, what do you mean it's 15 minutes long after cutting out the break? How long have I been here? Absolutely bonkers. It's a lot of Death Advanced Rep, but as it turns out, I don't really need Death Advanced Rep. Ooh, Tormentor's of Torghast is up soon. Is that one that I need? Here, let's cipher back to Vanari. And then that's something I should work on, is Minions of the Cold Dark. Where's the Tormentors? So 11 PST is going to be the Mass of Souls. Do I need that one? Because I need a bunch of them. I keep forgetting that I'm really close to doing this achievement. Mass of Souls? No, I have that one already. I have six of these things left. And that's the last thing I need for breaking the chains. That's it. I was going to do that achievement. There's a mount. I get another hand mount if I can just do it. But I have not done it yet. That looks strange, but that's something weighing down the bottom crease. Yeah, I might get to it. What I should probably do is trim them as neatly as I can, and then the next time that I'm feeling ambitious, watch a couple of YouTube videos on how to use a sewing machine. Because I used to know once upon a time. I used sewing machines as a teenager. It's just been a long time. And then take them over to my sister's place and borrow her sewing machine. I just need to not borrow her sewing machine and then break it. She's very nice, and I don't want to damage any of her things. DJ493, thank you very much for the gift subs. Appreciate it. Congrats to those who got them. Hope everyone's doing great. We're good. We're good. Oh, I should give Vanari another 800 Stygia. My weekly tribute.
Find anything of interest?
There we go. Just because I'm not really doing Vanari dailies, but I do eventually want her Paragon cash mount. So I was gonna do... What's the Assault? The Assault's the Necrolord Assault. I could get like a Renown for it probably. Or, you know, Shaping Fate credit. Or would I prefer Shaping Fate credit from that, or would I rather just go do... I haven't done an Assault in a while. You get something for it. There's Anima, right? I don't know. Let's do the Assault just for fun. Just for fun. The Mawwalker tax. Yeah. It's not so bad if I had a, like if I went and got myself a, whatchamacallit, cash, like a weekly vault, and then I didn't need any of the gear because I haven't needed any of the gear in a while, and you just take the Stygia reward for currency. That pays for, like, 1 week of full Stygia from your vault will pay for 2 weeks of Inari, so that just works out. And then I have to make sure I get to that Pet Charm weekly. My problem is that I'm not... Oh, I'm spreading myself way too thin. Flexing the book, I see. Congrats to the mount. Thank you. Yeah, that's going to be my mount hotkey for a while because, like, it looks good on the ground and it looks good in the air and it's not too big. And I'm, like, hyper proud of it. Maybe I should do Tormentors of Torghast just for the, maybe I should do it just for the Shaping Fate credit, you know? Does it give Shaping Fate credit? I would assume so. I haven't done one of these in ages. I don't think I need it for anything anymore, but... There's a ride to the Assault? Yeah. This one is a bit silly, because it's not like it was very far. Tormentors begins. Yeah, okay, we'll go take a little look-see. Summoning Animation School. Yep, and the Mount Special Animation School. I think it's funny that your character's, like, continually casting a spell over, like, a big orb the entire time that you're riding it, but I'm not complaining. I think it's fine. Are people working on Tormentors? I'm curious as to what everybody else is doing in WoW, the people that are not going to take a break anyway. I guess I can look in for like a pre-made for Tormentors just to get some help. What's it, of the people that are not taking a break, because it would be fully acceptable to take a break. If you were working on Mage Towers before, what are you doing now? I feel like I just graduated from school and I'm like, oh no, the rest of my life. It's been so long of, I guess it was like a week, but for the last week, really haven't done a whole lot else. If your character broke concentration for even a second, the book would fall out of the air. Reclearing Mythic and doing Mythic Plus, or gearing alts. Okay. Mage Tower is a nice break away from Shadowlands. It feels weird to get back to stuff. Gold farming, Mog farming. I'm feeling... Did I pick up the souls thing in my... Do I have a lost souls? Probably not. No, otherwise I would see them on my map. Yeah, I think that for me, mount farming. Well... I say mount farming, but I'm doing something that is vaguely going to get me renown? I guess renown is kind of mount farming for me. Because once I'm renown 80 here, I can move on to Venthyr, and I'm sure I'll get some easy Venthyr mounts. Grind renown to get to 80 in all covenants for all tunes. All covenants for all tunes? How many are you doing? With a book so big, I would be so smart. Hit Tower of Overwhelming, and then I just said to myself, now what? Now I'm working on gearing alts. Playing other games. Yeah, it's fair. I wonder what the gap's going to be like before 9.2, because if it's, depending on how long it is, I might take on a bigger project. But for the most part, I feel like catching up on mounts and pets would be the thing for me. I just need to pick a thing. There's too many different things that I want to work on. I want to get the rarity pet, and I want to get the family mount, and I want to get the World Edge Gorger mount, and I want to get 3 of the 4 Korthia Covenant mounts that I don't have yet. And then I want to finish getting Covenant mounts, which means I want to work on Abominable Stitching and Ember Court, and then back to Queen's Conservatory. And all of that means I'm going to need a lot more anima. Like a lot more anima. And then I want to finish my 10,000 Pet Charms pet, the Amethyst Bobbleworm. And also, I am not against playing Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Didn't touch Mage Towers. I'm just leveling alts. It's what I love. All the alts, you need a PvE Enhancement Shaman, and then another PvP Enhancement Shaman, and then you have to gear up the Horde Enhancement Shaman. I'm sensing a theme. You want a high damage healer for next Squirrel Squad raids? You're going to do a Holy Paladin. Okay. I don't remember life before the Mage Tower. That's kind of where I'm at. Trying to get into PvP, since all the achievements I'm missing are from PvP stuff, but I'm really bad at it. I mean, everyone starts somewhere. That was the thing that comforted me when I got into PvP, and mind you, I'm saying this like I used to be bad. I'm still awful. But the nice thing about any rating system with a ladder is that there's a place on the ladder for you. It might not be at the top of the ladder, but I always was kind of tickled by the idea that I have a rating, and that if I work, I can get my rating to go up a little bit. You know, that there was, I always felt that being on the ladder was better than being not on the ladder at all, even if being on the ladder meant being at the bottom of it, you know? I was always kind of like, finding out my rating kind of felt like taking a Harry Potter quiz. And then, you know, you have something to work with. Finally got the Werebear today. It only took me like 250 tries. Did you have the Mechagon trinket? No, I ended up using Unblinking Gaze of Seath and Ravaged Seed Pod, and I was very happy with those. And then I was also happy that I didn't have to bother with Mechagon trinket, because I didn't want to do Mechagon. Playing some games I bought in Steam, GOG, Epic during the sales. Bit anxious because I didn't go for KSM or ATC yet. If it went for them, it would be just for getting the stuff, because I'm not even super feeling playing WoW. If it was for the stuff, then I would say don't worry about AOTC, because AOTC is just an achievement right now. It's only the last patch where AOTC becomes a mount. But Keystone Master has a mount. And that one I would say is probably easier just because of less people to have to coordinate. If I wanted to do this, what would I be doing? Waiting in the Wings, Mossworn Forces Slain. What are my other ones? Pain Conduits Disabled, Grathalax. I haven't done this assault in a while. Inspired me to do PvP. Right now I'm at 1.6k rating. Thank you. Oh, nice. Congrats. It's like the Mage Tower you can achieve if you push harder every day. Yeah, plus it's just fun, and it can be fun even, like, no matter what rating you are. That's something that tends to get lost a bit sometimes, is people, and it's natural in any kind of a PvP game, but you know, people get very tied up in winning. And you can, especially if you get people, you find people that you really vibe with, you can have fun at any rating. Sometimes even when you're not winning, you know, it's just about whatever is enjoyable for you. And I've had lots of good times. What am I? Frontline Stitchers. What I've found with the Frontline Stitchers is that while you can take all 4 souls to them, there's like, the waves get kind of crazy if you try and do 4 at once. I should do 2 at once. Oh, Cutting Edge has a mount. That's true. That's a mount that you can always farm later, though, if you wait a really long time until you can solo the raid, and then you farm like the 1% drop chance. I pugged Keystone Master for reference. Finding people to play with is the hardest thing about it. Lots of fun playing with friends at 1500. Guess it depends on the person. Yeah. The dream is that you somehow find some other people that are also trying to get started, that are also new like you, and you guys just kind of get in voice with each other, and you play like a couple times a week or once a week or whatever it is. And you just have like your nice little bubble where everybody's kind of working and learning and having fun together with like similar expectations. Because the part where you get conflict in PvE, in anything in WoW really, in groups, is if you have people in the group that have different expectations as to the skill level or how hard you're going to try or how seriously you're going to take it. Because it's a whole spectrum, and neither end of the spectrum is right or wrong. You just want to be with people that are about the same amount of taking it seriously and tryharding as you. Because if you're there to like really grind and push and you want to be real serious and you want to figure out and get to the bottom of it, and you're in a group of people that are going, haha, I don't know what happened, then that's going to be frustrating for you. But on the flip side, if you're there and you're new and somebody else is like, you know, really, really taking it very, very straight-faced and getting kind of grumpy about the whole thing, and, you know, you just need to chill and have a little bit more fun, that's not going to be any good either. It's just a spectrum, and you just got to hopefully find some people that are a good match for you. And that can be tough because the WoW arena community in particular is not huge. So finding people that are a good fit for you and that you also have like a schedule you can queue with is, you know, that's the hard part. But yeah, I've heard lots of good stories about people that, you know, they find some guildies that also kind of want to get into it, even just for the vicious mounts, and then they kind of work on those together, because you can crank those out without having to get any particular amount of skill. You just have to keep playing. And then you play and you get better together. Started doing silly ones like bringing feasts and stuff. A lot of them take a long time to get. I'm mostly a collector. PvP's been something that I've neglected a lot. Another thing that makes PvP more fun for me, and this might be a little too insulated of me, but I happen to use an add-on that filters whispers from anybody that's not on my direct friends list. And that means that if there are hate whispers, I never see them. They never appear on my screen. I never know that they happened. And it's just made my whole WoW experience, especially in PvP, just a lot more relaxed, because some people, you know, were born and forged in that environment where people flame each other for stuff. And I never really got used to it. And if somebody says something that's like charged or inflammatory to me, even like in a whisper, for whatever reason, my body takes it very personally. You know, heart rate spikes, you're sweating, you're not having a good day anymore. So I figured, you know, just turn it off. I've got an add-on that just filters them. My add-on is called Bad Boy, which is a whole name. But anyways, it's called Bad Boy, and then Bad Boy, I have Bad Boy, and then Bad Boy _ levels, filters whispers by level. And then there's a setting that can just filter out everything from people that are not guildies or on your friends list. Yeah, it does auto-reply with a message that says you're not allowed to whisper that player, and that's kind of aggressive, especially because sometimes people are just trying to say hi to me, and I feel I used to go into the Lua code and edit that out so that it wouldn't like roast them for trying to whisper me, but it got kind of tricky with the update, so I kind of gave up. If you've ever gotten one of those auto-replies from me, I'm very sorry. It's the add-on, but it's that's made me a lot more comfortable in the game, is when I'm not when I'm not, you know, getting whispers and being like, oh no, is this one good or not? You don't meet the requirement to talk to me yet. Unsocial add-on. And I'm sure there's plenty of people that would say, well, you are, you know, hiding too much and you should just grow a thicker skin. And maybe I should grow a thicker skin, but I don't want to and I don't see a need to. I haven't needed to so far. What is this? Those are Mossborn forces. Let's do 2 more souls. I just need to complete a couple quests to get them off my map. Mom told me not to talk to strangers. I think it's just something that helps me cope with the internet at scale. I feel like it's just social interactions are a bit tough for me sometimes, and I can handle them, but I can handle them in like, I feel like I can keep up with like 3 to maybe 5 people. 5's a stretch. And I'm just not mentally prepared for like the kind of internet culture of having like thousands of acquaintances that you keep up with. So I'm really hard to get a hold of, and as a general rule, I don't really private message with anybody that I don't know personally, and it's just to try to keep my world a little smaller because my brain can't handle the really big one. Added that add-on because you mentioned it. Very nice. Yeah, I wish the auto response could be a setting so I could at least put something more apologetic in there. Having my character whisper back and be like, "Excuse me, you don't get to talk to me," is not a very me thing. But back in VoD, I loved keeping a scrapbook of the different rage whispers, just screenshotting them. How do you begin to get to know people if that's the setting? Well, I don't. I know some people. I have some family and friends, and I'm happy with my current amount of socialization. I suppose that's that. Introvert and content creator, yeah. It works for me. I like hanging out with the community, but I like doing it in this format. Stream is great and stream works really well for me and my own, fiddly idiosyncrasies, because I can do it on my own time. So I'm like ready. I know I'm going to be talking to people. It's not like sprung on me or surprising me in any way. It's all visible and in public, so that there's nothing sketchy or everything is recorded and it's like a nice group setting. And we've got wonderful mods and everything stays pretty chill. I really enjoy stream as the social platform because it doesn't stress me out in any meaningful way. Ever considered asking the mod author to add a setting for that? No, oddly enough, or not oddly enough, because I'm shy. Also, I feel like because add-on authors make add-ons for free, that I feel like I don't want to request anything because it's already free. But I would enjoy that feature if anybody made it. Understand the introvert ethic. If I could raid Mythic with AI players, I would. I don't care for the social side. I'm not antisocial, I just prefer playing alone. I do enjoy spending time with my raiding guild during raiding season and like during key season as well. I guess I do have more friends if we count that platform. I've just time and a place. I like being social on a schedule. I know that some people in some cultures would be horrified by that, but like if I'm gonna hang out with like my mom or my sister or something like that, I would text ahead and I would arrange a time that works for everybody, and then I would go visit or whatever. And I know for some people that they're much more spontaneously involved, and maybe I'm isolated and maybe I'm suffering for it, but I do best with social situations and interactions when I know that they're coming, because I don't know, I don't have anything to say otherwise. Chat's pretty rowdy and wild. What happens if someone tries to whisper you and apply into a group finder group? I think they get the auto reply. I think that's probably kept me out of some pugs, maybe. I don't apply to all that many pugs, though, is another reason why that works for me, is for the most part, I'm the one making the group, or somebody else is with me. Yeah, you can take all your souls at once for this guy. I found that it makes the waves kind of crazy, and that it's a bit safer for me. Maybe I could do it in my current gear. I haven't tried it in a while, but it's a little safer for me if I just do the one at a time. Or, well, not one. I should be doing like 2 or 3 at a time. How many do I have left? Just the one? Yeah, because it's 4 disembodied souls. So doing 2 packs of 2 is my preferred way to do it, although I'm pretty sure I've just done 1 at a time here. I think the waves are based on how many. I don't have empirical evidence, but I have anecdotal evidence that I think that, because I definitely used to just take all 4 and then die. There we go. Commander Malamort. Let's see if we can find Commander Malamort. Looks like he's up the hill. Congrats on Bear. I'm on 170 attempts. I'm really happy to hear you got the book. Thank you. Howdy from Texas. Howdy. Oh, this guy. Sweater is fire. Bye. Thank you. I'm so warm. It's incredible how warm actual wool is. It's actually unbelievable. I'm so happy that I can really like set up and make this place a home. I'm so excited for the rest of my furniture. I'm excited because yesterday I bought a new bread machine. There was one that was on sale, and I was already there, and I'm like, what if I just bring home a bread machine? I enjoyed my last one so much. So maybe, well, I have a lot of bread right now, but soon. I also got a waffle iron, and now I'm like, okay, so I'm definitely making waffles, but what else could I do? Grilled cheese in the waffle iron. Hash browns in the waffle iron. You know, where does it end? Who's to say? No fish? Fish in the waffle iron? Oh, is chatbot okay? New kitchen toys. I wanted to buy a stand mixer. I was gonna impulse buy a stand mixer, but they didn't have the one that I wanted, and I hadn't done any research in the one that they had, so I gave up on it. Maybe waffles in the waffle iron. Waffle steak. Would love a grilled cheese. Pancakes in the waffle iron. Hope you're doing well. Hope the move and the new home are going well. I'm really happy here. The one thing, my next project is I have a couple more things to sort out, like official things with ID and applications and whatnot. And also I'm waiting for my SIM card to get here. I ordered a SIM card so that I can have a Canadian phone number, and they've mailed it to me. It's just a question of when it shows up. Okay, I don't know where you're going, but I can't follow you there. But yeah, a couple more things to do, and then I can get my car. And I'm both excited and stressed about that. I've been putting it off a little bit because I can kind of sort of walk around, and there's a family vehicle that I can borrow with advance notice. But I do want to have my own vehicle here, and I have saved up some money for it. So I've been kind of like looking around at what's available, but I have a few more things to do first. But then that'll be kind of exciting. And I feel like once I have that set up, I can really, cross the last couple things off my list and then be like, well, I'm here. I'm moved. I'm going to hide some things that are for other... Grathalax. Oh, Grathalax is that's not for this thing at all. That's a Vanari thing that gives it tiny amount of reputation. Excuse me, absolutely not. Moss-worn forces, splash damage, anima charged runes. Have I done this one? Have I done this at all? Waffle iron pizza. Put a donut in the waffle iron. Muffin and cookies in the waffle iron. Putting canned cinnamon rolls in waffle maker. There's an idea. Are you considering a used car or a new one? So I was looking at used cars because I don't need a lot in a car. I just want something that is new enough that I'm not stressed about it. Not something with a crazy amount of kilometers on it. But the market's weird right now in that used cars are almost as expensive as new cars. They're basically right there. So it's not out of the question for me to get a new car, not a fancy new car, something entry level, because I'm not off-roading, I'm not mountain climbing. I'm not really road tripping really. But yeah, it was that surprised me. That was I had always kind of grown up with this assumption that had always typically been true, is that if you get a used car that's like, 3 to 5 years old, it's like half as much as a new car. And that's not true right now, at least not around here. A lifted truck, yeah. We'll get some real big tires. No, I promised myself at the age of like 11, and I'm sticking to this, that I will not get a truck unless I need a truck to haul things. And unless I have a phase where I start getting chickens again or something, unless I return to my farming roots, I have no need to haul anything. So no truck for me. Cars are hard, just like GPUs affected by the chip shortage. Cheaper to buy a 2021 HRV brand new than a 2016 Rogue. You want the backup camera? Take it from me. Yeah, I've driven a car that had a backup camera before, and I was like, ooh, this is living. This is nice. Wait 4 to 6 months, it should be back to normal. They're the poster child of the supply chain issues right now. Okay. No need for a backup camera, use your mirrors. But why not both? Obviously, you don't rely on just the backup camera, but it gives you information that you can't get with your mirrors because there's no mirror that shows you exactly where the backup camera is, right? Like there's a blind spot behind your vehicle, and short of getting out of your vehicle and walking around the back of it, which yes, if you're about to back out of a spot, you check it before you get in as well. It just feels like if you can get it, there's no reason to say, well, this is stupid, I won't use it, right? It's an early commitment. People where I grew up had opinions, and I think this is true in a lot of places, of people that drive trucks but don't need them, but just drive them for like having a big truck. Because I don't know, because growing up, we had a truck and we used it to haul firewood. We would go chop firewood. We would take cords of firewood back to the house. And we used it to heat the house. We would haul chicken feed, and we would haul, I don't know, gravel for some reason, something about landscaping. I don't know. But we actually used it, and I remember people would kind of clown on people that had trucks that were like super clean, like had obviously never picked up any, I mean, maybe they just cleaned their truck, but trucks that were not for use. Heated steering wheel is the bomb. Now the heated steering wheel I use. I saw that some of these cars had, even the more recent used ones had heated seats, and I'm like, oh, now we're talking. Must for me is all-wheel drive. Yeah, I need to look at my budget. I need to consider money, but I want to kind of hit a middle ground of not getting something so cheap that I'm gonna have to pour a bunch of money into, but also not getting something stupidly expensive just because, right? Like, I'm not trying to throw away money here. That is true. I am not in the U.S. anymore. I am in Canada. I'm in Victoria. All my seats are heated. The front are also cooled. My car is so small, I can assume that as long as I can see a bit of what's behind me out of the back window, I probably won't bonk into it. That is one thing that I miss about my last car, is that my last car was small. It wasn't a smart car, but it was not big. It was a subcompact, and I loved that thing. I might get another one of them if I can find one. It would have to be used. They don't make them anymore. But I loved being in a tiny little car because I suck at parking still. Okay. I will confess to this. I'm losing my new driver excuse as time goes on, to be honest. I mean, I'm new, but I got my license a year and a half ago. And I was driving for a year before that. So I'm really running out of excuses. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like scraping curbs and taking out cars. I do it slowly enough that I don't do that because I don't want to damage anything. But and maybe it's because I keep switching cars, I'm not good at parking. It takes me a couple tries most of the time. Or like I'll park properly and then I'll be like, no, I got to do that again. And then I make it worse. And the nice thing about having a really small car is that even if your parking's kind of wonky, you're still well within your spot and you're fine. I wouldn't want to drive like a big, like an SUV or something like that if it was big, because I need it to fit places. As a U.S. citizen, how hard is the process to move to Canada? I'm not quite familiar because I'm a Canadian citizen. I was just living in the U.S. I've always been Canadian. It depends from what I've seen, because there was a point in time when I was looking into it. It depends on what your plan is. If it's like a work visa or a student visa or a spouse visa or just a moving. The Canadian website's quite helpful. They have lots of information about the different types of ways to do it. It's a little bit more clearly laid out. But I think that you can expect it to take some time, 6 months to a year or more. You must be looking off island? What do you mean? Of course I'm looking on island. You can get Fiat 500 hybrids now? Oh. Okay, what am I doing? Mossworn Forces. The emblems is those are other ones. Am I 3 or 4? Yeah, okay, so I just need to kill a couple more of these guys. Okay. I am not a certified source of immigration advice, though, for certain. Optima, thank you for the 11-month resub. Hi, Hazel. Happy your move went well. I paid 10 grand for my 2012 Dodge Charger a year and a half ago. It's worth more now than what I paid for it. Driven it 13,000 miles since I bought it. That's wild. Any plans for WoW now the Mage Tower's done? I've been kind of rolling that around in my mind recently. I'm thinking, oh no, not that one. That one's scary. I'm thinking collecting. I'm thinking pets and mount collecting. The thing is, though, that there's so many different goals that go into that. There's so many different ways for me to work on collecting pets and mounts that I'm missing. And what I should do is I should just, you know, pick a thing and be like, I'm going to get this thing and only work on things that feed in towards that thing. But I'm very easily distracted, so I'm kind of working on a bunch of different things at once. CR and IO collecting, yeah. Yeah, farm out, farm out, farm. Exactly. Oh yeah, it is Tuesday. I guess we could do Nighthold. What time is it? It's 11:30 already. When did it become 11:30? I'm doing this assault, I guess, for shaping fate progress, even though I could also just do Korthia dailies. And because I have some vague idea that it's going to give me either renown or anima or both, I forget, honestly. I haven't done an assault in so long that I've kind of forgotten what you get for them. So that quest gave me, I got some anima just for doing that, so that's good. And then the end of it gives you a renown. You do get a renown for the assault, so that's good. I'm still working on catching up renown for other covenants. Congrats in the book. I spent 2 weeks with my family away from WoW, so I totally missed it this time. I thought I was going to miss it because I moved in the middle of the Mage Tower availability, and I figured there's no way that I'm going to have I kind of thought that they would all take me like 4 days each, because the Shadow Priest one took me what felt like 4 days. I think it might have been about 4 days. I put so much time into the Shadow Priest one, and I thought they were all going to be that hard. But towards the end of it, I was kicking them out at about 1 per day, and I had left myself like just enough days to make it work. But yeah, it'll come back. The trouble though is that when it does come back, it will only be up for 1 week. This time it was up for 4 weeks because of the launch or whatever, but it's going to come back for 1 week at a time. So what I would do if you're planning on working on the book mount the next time is take sometime before then, and figure out what gear you're going to wear on your character and what consumes, and start collecting them now, because things get expensive when it's active. And because, you know, if you're trying to farm like a raid trinket and you get unlucky, you want to have more weeks to try for it. So if you're trying to farm Hellfire Citadel for a Gaze of Seath, or you're trying to farm Grill for a Dragonspine trophy, or you're trying to farm, you know, Nithendra for a Ravaged Seed pod, you want to start that, just kind of get them squared away early. Do the prep that you can now. I think that prices for some of the consumables from Mage Tower may crash because people may have been stockpiling and they won't be needed again for another 3 months. So it may be better to load up on your consumables ahead of time, because prices will go up again next time the tower comes out. Maybe they'll have it longer. Yeah, I'm hoping that they don't do the 1 week. 1 week doesn't feel like very much time, although you'll have more time to prepare ahead of it. And we have a better understanding now of what preparation for the Mage Tower looks like. Because before it came out, nobody really knew what was going to be nerfed and what wasn't going to be nerfed. And you were just kind of farming things and preparing on faith that it wouldn't get nerfed. Is the chatbot not on? Oh, I think I need to, hang on. Well, let me tag this. I have it's glowing orange on my desktop. Oh, it's not connected. Okay. I'll sort that out for next stream. I have to log back into that. I need to pull up the password for it. Sorry. I launched it. It just every now and then, I think it's probably on like a timer. I could probably track it on a calendar. I think that the login lasts for 30 days or something like that. Like I have to re-log into the chatbot account every once a month. And I still have not memorized the password. And then we go in here. Yeah. Blew by ourselves. Spent way too much gold on Mage Tower. I dropped, I think, about 150 to 200k. And I got off really easy because I was being fed consumes by my friend who's been making gold farming stuff for the Mage Tower. Flabby sent me a bunch of stuff. The cute Kira photo compensates by a lot. I'm looking forward to getting live cat cam back eventually. It's going to take A, having the office set up, and then B, convincing the cat to hang out with me in the new office. She hasn't been in that room yet, but I think it's because I haven't been hanging out in that room yet because I don't have any furniture for it yet. Smarf TV, thank you for the 12-month resub. Can you really put a price in happiness and sense of achievement? I would have, if I'd had it, I would have paid $1 million just for the book mount. Worth it. Okay, I guess I go to Korthia and do some Korthia dailies. I had to purchase a bunch of consumes, but the way I farm stuff allowed me to profit in the end. Made me back some money that I spent recently leveling old professions. Yeah, people that had like old gem cuts and like, you know, obscure cooking recipes and whatever really made out. That worked out really well for a bunch of people. Still waiting for Longboy on the black market. I checked the BMAH yesterday, and I saw that there was a Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent. There was a Shaw mount, and it was on the Lightbringer BMAH. And I'm like, ooh, if I had a bajillion gold, then I would probably bid on that. Maybe I should start making gold just in case this ever happens again. I did not have any gold, so there was no point. It was at 1 million gold, and I had like 77k, and it was like, all right, not this time. And Old Deer farms for Sanguicell for blood sausage in the next couple of months. Old Deer is not, can you solo Old Deer, or is that more of like a 2 or 3 person farm? And by that I mean, are there Old Deer runs in our future? What is the pet you have? This pet is the Swag Snout Grommet. That's the Korthia, or I guess just the Maw companion that helps find treasures for you. Old Deer drops Sanguicells, which are a required crafting component of a food that gives the most main stat. It's like the best Mage Tower food for everybody, but it was really expensive because of the Sanguicells, because they're only available in a lockout, plus because Old Deer is kind of hard to solo. So up until Zol. Surprised that Perk didn't snatch his third then. Yeah, he joked about it. The words happened. Yeah. Did you have to do anything special regarding bringing pets to Canada? In theory, I needed to make sure that I had her rabies vaccine updated and her vaccine certificate. So I did that. I made sure she had her rabies vaccine. I got the certificate. Nobody really asked for it. I mentioned that I had it, and they're like, "Oh, she's got rabies," and I'm like, "No, she doesn't have rabies." And they're like, "Oh, good." I don't know. They had different concerns, I guess. I think it probably depends on who you're talking to at the border. But in theory, for cats and dogs, U.S. to Canada, and maybe different for other stuff, it's just the rabies vaccine. But I thought that was funny. Plague Hydro Boy can be hard if you don't have heals. So the first boss of Older back in the last tier BFA. Oh, there's so much stuff here. Quest items, yeah. Oh, now it's, yeah, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I should track the rest of my Korthia quests now. There we go. I can care for some critters and stuff. I guess I'm just here for anima. I should make sure I at least do that pet daily. It's 20 polished pet charms. Why am I'm doing renown? The problem though is I'm gonna get my 80 Necrolord renown, right? And then I'm gonna be, oh, I'm only 2 away actually. And then I can turn in my Reservoir Anima. I guess once I get Shaping Fate done, that'll be renown 80 with Necrolord for me. I kind of forgot that I was gonna get one from that assault. And then I'm going to be Venthyr. And then I have to start all over again. You know? Do you have a favorite character you enjoy playing the most? Definitely my Priest. My Priest is my main. I like my Hunter as well, but she's not really set up. I kind of thought about getting her set up gear-wise in this patch, and then I thought, it's too late in the patch. I don't want to do Korthia on a fresh character. I don't care how many catch-up mechanics there are. I'm just going to play my main and collect stuff, and then I'll figure out what I want to mess with in 9.2. I recently learned about the implied rules of conversation, and this is funny to me. Is this like a book or just a concept? Because I might need to know that. There was one point in my life, I want to say early to mid 20s, early, like 22, 23, where it occurred to me that I was just bad at conversation, and that I would like to be better at conversation so that I can talk to people. And I like watched YouTube videos and stuff on like how to talk to people, and you know, things like, you know, the flow of it, and you know, when to listen and when to ask questions and whatnot. Oh, Tom Scott has a video on it. Gotcha. Pretty thankful for Twitch. Conversation is implicitly cooperative. Oh, okay. I do like Tom Scott. I've seen his videos before. They're really good. Emblem, Lost-Worn emblems, critters cared for. Gotcha. Okay. I need to do a Fleshwing kill. I guess I should keep an eye out for the yell for it. The Korthia Covenant mounts, I feel like, have kind of rough drop rates. They're not, you know, at least the rares spawn all the time, so I could probably just take one of my alts, park them out there, kind of like I did for the bird, Rust Feather, and then I guess I don't even need to do extra rares. I'm really just doing dailies. You know, park them out there and then kill it once per day. Because I guess it's right here. If my cat doesn't have rabies, it's superfluous information, doesn't need to be in a sentence, and if it is, it throws people off. Yeah. In theory, they were like they were supposed to check that my cat did not have rabies. You know, I think someone was supposed to ask after I had established that I had a cat, someone was supposed to ask for her paperwork, which I had available. But oh, BOE and already learned 10K, really? Okay. But maybe they forgot or missed the memo or just didn't care because I was like, I have a cat, and they're like, oh, cute, nice cat. The Fallen Charger is the one I can never get. When I do, I don't get it. Corpse Flies are my favorite Covenant mounts. I'm 3 of 4 of them now. I just bought the Regal one, which is the purple, or no, the green one. Purple is the Corpse Fly one, right? No, the other way around. No, maybe. I need to look at it again. Opening the screen, seeing consumption in Korthia was a jump scare. Yeah. I don't mind Korthia post fixes. Korthia, when it launched, was not fun for most people. Korthia now is much better, but you'll never repair your first impression. And because of that, Korthia, I don't think Korthia is ever going to be beloved the way that Timeless Isle was, despite the fact that I feel like it's the closest they've ever come to making a Timeless Isle-like zone where you're just kind of hanging out and you're like, oh, there's a thing over here, there's a thing over here, let's do this, there's a chance at a thing here, there's a chance at a thing here. I think that Korthia is the closest they've ever come to that, but it will never have the same reputation because because the Archivist Codex rep grind was too long and too demanding. And because at the beginning, the dailies and the treasures were really frustrating. They've been fixed now. They're much better. But when it launched and when most people did it and made their first impression of it, the dailies, you know, the treasures were just vanishing. The dailies were really, really weird and tough and like broken, you know, not, you know, people would like steal spawns of stuff. And, you know, you never really get that taste out of your mouth. Last time I drove up here in 2009, we had to go through all these questions in our car search. When we got to Alaska, they basically just waved us in, barely even stopping. Not bringing my alt through Korthia, too much work. Yeah. I'm curious to see what the setup process is in 9.2, because you got this whole Cypher the first one system, and we'll want to do it for things like the double legendary and things like the flying, but it seems like a lot of the unlocks, or all of them maybe, are account-wide. So once you've done them, you're kind of good. Farming guildies for bloody coins in the Timeless Isle is the best memory I have from there. I remember hanging out in the Timeless Isle. I was just kind of farming pets and mounts and stuff. So I kind of enjoyed just chilling there and being like, oh, hey, Hulan's up. Let's go get a Hulan kill. And, you know, this guy has a pet, and maybe I'll finally get the elemental from here. There was just lots of stuff to farm, which I enjoyed. And Korthia very much had that. And if anything, Korthia had like more varied and interesting mount farms because, you know, some of them you're collecting eggs and some of them you're collecting mushrooms and some of them are drops and some of them are, you know, there's like different sources for the different mounts. Razor wing eggs, mossworn emblems. I guess I should finish one thing at a time. The first time that catch 7 chronic quest was hell. Yeah, the critter caring for one's much better. Oh yeah, the grommet catching one. The only one that I don't do is one of the ones that was up yesterday that wants you to get different regents. It's, they want like grommet claws and shard hide claws and grommet feet. I don't know. They want a bunch of animal parts, and they have hideous drop rates still. And you know, like really weird, like not very good spawn rates, and they're kind of spread out, and it's all no good. That quest is a hard skip for me every time, but everything else I think I do now. 5 characters at tier 6 with Archivist Codex. Another 5 at tier 5. I've done a little bit of Korthia. Just a tad. You get the 50% rep item for it. It's account bounce. You can mail it. Yep. Absolutely. I haven't tried the wings one again. The wings one's kind of annoying, but it's not awful. The thing that was not apparent to me was that you had to be in the air to even use the wings. I didn't get that. The first time I got that quest, I was like, I don't understand. And then I wow-headed it, and I realized that you could jump and then use it. I'm like, oh, well, that's dumb. I never get more than one item in one go, but the messages that require gliding. People like Timeless because people always remember the first time. Do you think a new class or new race will come first, or why? I think that in general, it's almost always safer to bet that there's going to be a new race, because races are much easier to add to the game than classes. They don't really require as much balancing. It's, you know, with allied races, they showed that, you know, if you just crank out some new art and and throw it on its way. The worst part is finding a spot on the loading screen for it. New races are a lot easier to add to the game. We are due for a new class if you just kind of think about when the last time that we got one was. But I don't blame them for being really cautious in adding new classes because, oh, I need to go do, oh no, I'm not a Night Fae right now. I was going to say I needed to go do Wilderling. I still need that mount, but I'm not currently a Night Fae. New classes, I think it wouldn't be surprising for us to get one next expansion because we haven't had a new class since Monks, or pardon me, Demon Hunters, Legion. And then we had BFA, and then we had Shadowlands. So it's been a couple expansions. But, yeah. I want to do range class, want to do healer. They should remove classes, yeah. That's a tough sell to the people that play the classes. Hope we get a new race and class in one expect, like Panda Monks. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I liked also that they kind of matched, but that you didn't have to be a Panda Monk, but that you could be a Panda Monk, and it was like extra, you know? That was cool. New specs before new classes. I think that they would do new classes before new specs because a new class is more bombastic and exciting and spectacular to put on a advertisement. It's a bigger sell. Adding a new spec to an existing class makes people that already play that class go, oh, do I have to learn this? Is this any good? Is this, you know, are people going to expect me to respec? Like, it comes with more baggage of people not being instantly thrilled about it necessarily. And then also it's harder to kind of sell, I think. So if they wanted to make new specs, I think it makes more sense to just put them on a fresh class. Would you play a bard or a troubadour kind of class if they added it? I would try anything. I think that the longer I play WoW, the less likely I am to switch off of priest, because it's just more time that I've been on priest and I get more attached to it as time goes on. If they add it, the only class that I think would have a good shot at making me main switch would be some kind of like a blood mage, you know, sanguomancer kind of situation where you've got more I don't know, vampiric elements. I've always kind of wanted a something like that was not just, you know, there's aspects of it in Death Knights and there's aspects of it in Shadow Priest and there's aspects of it in Warlocks, but I kind of want one spec that does it really well, like a Venthyr class. Yeah, people talk about Tinkers. I think that's kind of cool, but not really my aesthetic. And then also when I think of Tinkers, I just think of totems, and when I think of totems I think of shaman. Yeah, we'll see. I'll try whatever. But I think it would have to be something really special, and it would have to include something really special that definitely includes a healing class and a range DPS spec in order for me to actually switch to it, because I gotta heal and I gotta do damage and I can't do it in melee. What if they added the spec to current mage? Yeah. Range, tank. Game's full up on melee classes. Yeah, we'll see. That'd be kind of interesting. Dragon-themed class for an expansion of the Dragon Isles. I kind of want a dragon-themed class and a dragon race, or like either or both. I think the dragon race would be really cool, especially if you had like your dragon form, kind of like Worgans have for combat, but that you could also go into like your humanoid form, but you could choose any race in the game for that instead of being locked into, you know how Worgans turn into like Gilnean humans. Because in the game, dragons have all kinds of different human forms. Some of them are goblins, and some of them are gnomes, and some of them are humans and elves, and whatever. Like, it seems like they can just kind of pick. So that would be really fun. Have like pick out your RP form. And then maybe you do combat damage in your RP form, but then you just have like your dragon form for a cooldown or something, or maybe you have it all the time, who's to say. But I think that would be kind of neat. Emerald Drake was data mined. We might get a Dragon Isles expansion. I'm on board. Sounds cool. Do you think we'll learn what the new X-Pack is before we defeat the Jailer? Yeah, maybe. I mean, they don't have to do a whole lot for an X-Pack announcement. They don't have to tell us much. They can give us real broad strokes. All they need to do to announce an X-Pack, assuming that they're not giving us anything close to a date, which is usually true. They usually announce them way early, is give us a theme and then give us like 1 or 2 doorbuster features that you know for a fact you can put in and won't have to back out on later. So if they did like a 5-minute live stream and they were like, Dragon Isles, player housing, Dragon class, done. And then they just never said anything else about it for the next like 6 months. I think that would, that's an expansion announcement. That would work. They just have to be able to deliver on it. And I think that they're probably cautious of announcing anything they can't for sure deliver on. And they're probably not 100%. It's probably tough to anticipate how much you're going to be able to get done in a given time frame because none of those estimates have gotten anybody very far in the last year, right? Like when it's not a pandemic delay, there's labor action delays. There's all kinds of different reasons why game development is really tough to predict in terms of time. So that's, I think, part of the reason why we don't hear more about things earlier. And a cool cinematic. Want the last Heritage Armor. Do you think it'll release this year? Will we get our first 3-year X-Pack? Do I think the new X-Pack? Yeah, I think that they'll release it. Because let's say that they put 9.2 out in March. I think that they release it kind of towards the end of the year. If I had to guess. Which is still a very long X-Pack and a long time to be in a 2-patch expansion. And maybe now that we know that this is the last major raid, the next raid's the last major raid, and this is the last major patch, once they've got 9.2 out, they can really full steam ahead on it. And maybe it'll go really well and they'll have it together. But we'll see. Who's to say? I am glad that my job is just to look at whatever they come out with and go, neat. It's really no sweat off my back when things happen. I always have something to do. I'm never going to be caught up in this game. This is a very luxurious position to be in where I am interested in when things happen, but it's also not entirely my problem. Sure, if they took 7 years, I might need to find a different job, but I can get by. I can squeak. So yeah, if they get it this year, that's cool. If they don't, that's fine too, for me. I know that's a long time to wait, but there's always something to do. And if you run out of stuff to do in WoW, there's different games sometimes. There's I can't complain too much about my gaming life because, I don't know. It's, I'm lucky to have the privilege to play games in the first place. I won't complain too much about it. The arena is eternal. Yeah, I've never in my life run out of things to do in WoW. Not once. Not even close. Hungry Grommet. There we go. Don't see us getting a 925. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me too much if we skipped it and we went straight into the next one. Maybe, if they just had like some systems changes to make. Usually the point of a 925 would be to take all the things that they thought were a good idea in 9.2 that turned out to be less of a good idea and then fix them. So, we'll get some currency catch-ups and we'll get some changes to things and price changes and whatever. Playing around in Draenor, so much other stuff I want to do, so much to do. I want an Azeroth expansion. Yeah, that's a sentiment I've seen going around quite a bit that I agree with. I'm fine with smaller stories. I'd be down to go back to Azeroth and do some things that feel a little more classically Warcraft because we have been very cosmic lately. 925 with the Jailer being the only boss. There's something with players to do. But Jailer's going to be a 9-2. Killed pirates after killing Argus. Let's do that again. Yeah, people have varying opinions on that, it seems. You either get people thinking, oh, corpse heap, I need that. You either get people saying, I'm the champion of Azeroth. How dare you make me weed your garden? And then other people, more like me, are like, ooh, gardening, So I think that that's a tough balance to strike, where you want to have pretty, I guess, cosmically impressive raid bosses, but then you can make the questing stories in the dungeons a little sillier, is probably a decent compromise. I would do a gardening end boss of the expansion. I don't care. But I'm also not terribly invested in the story. Story's been kind of like a pleasant set dressing for me. I usually have a 62% idea of what's going on, but I'm not very invested in it one way or the other. So it's a great place to be because I'm not mad about anything. Doesn't matter what they do, I'm happy. I've never once felt grumpy about the writing in any way, shape, or form because I don't really know what's going on. I just want to collect mounts and collect pets and, you know, work on mage towers and do dungeons and raid and farm gold and, you know, play games with my friends. Hazel has a flying book in your character game. I want one too. Mini Scoot. Sweetie, mommy would have to get good. 62% sounds like an overestimation. Sorry, Hazel. All right. There's... Okay, yeah, in Shadowlands, that's fair. Listen, I know the names. There's Anduin and Jaina, and Bolvar's been around. He keeps annoying me. Khadgar's on vacation, I'm pretty sure, after carrying in Legion and Draenor. We went to go beat big bald car salesman man, and then he went, haha, I've stolen your logos, and then we had to rebrand with new logos because the copyright lawyer told us that would be cheaper. And now we've done that, and we're gonna go sue him in the great courts of Azeroth. Don't care what they do with the story, but it was not fun. Teldrassil burning made me sad. Pretty clueless of what goes on in WoW. Yeah, I think it's a fine way to be. I like the look of things. I like the different races and worlds and you know, the environments. I'd rather my character, because I feel like in real life there's plenty of people that don't really engage with like the storyline of like the globe or whatever. You know, there's lots of people that don't keep up with world news. And they're perfectly fine to just kind of live their lives and do their jobs and live in their own little areas. And I feel like that's what my characters would be. My characters probably don't know what Jaina's doing. My characters are just kind of living their own lives. Started playing Ark. Dinosaurs are awesome. I love the way that you describe the dailies change depending on what's going on in your life. Looking for a car, suddenly he's a car salesman. The funny thing is I haven't even met with any car salesman. I just have this impression from the last time I used to work with salespeople is that they're vaguely ripped and often bald, which is how I would describe Zaval. Vaguely ripped. No, he's pretty ripped. Just, I don't know, there's a lot of them like that. All right, cash. So if I just care for 2 more critters, that should be enough by turning into the dailies to get my Shaping Fate done. I don't usually bother with the repositories anymore because I don't see why I need to. They're just for research and rep, and I don't need research or rep anymore in this character. The jailer had a side job, it would be a tattoo artist. Yeah, a really cranky one. He's like, he's good at his job, so people keep booking appointments with him, but nobody feels super good hanging out with him. My mom sold cars for a bit, not bald, but vaguely ripped. Yeah. I don't mind salespeople, mostly because I used to be a salesperson and I used to work with them. And if you see through the hustle a little bit, you know, lots of different types of people do it. People have different styles of it, and some of them, you know, you just it's just a different way of interacting with people to kind of stand up for what you are actually looking for. And I think I just spent enough time around them. I'm sure I could still get steamrolled. I'm a big old doormat, but I don't dislike the salesperson, I guess, because I respect the hustle. Most of them are just trying to pay rent. Now is your chance to be a Mossworn. Husband said, "Cool book, Mel." Thank you. I'm very, very proud of myself. I wonder what the percentage is. I wonder if Wowhead has it. If Wowhead has more up-to-date statistics for Soaring Spell Tome. I want to know, like, how many people have them. Like, what percentage of people have the mount. Or maybe the achievement I should look at. Tour of Towers. 3% of Wowhead profiles. But that might be a smaller percent of the overall community because not everybody that plays WoW has a Wowhead profile. If anything, that's probably skewed. Yeah, Data for Azeroth might have it, but Data for Azeroth tends to update their database infrequently. They do update it, but it takes weeks sometimes. So, yeah, so if we look at Data for Azeroth and we look at the Soaring Spell Tome, so I can probably just look at my own character and then find it, maybe? I don't know. What if I just click on a random person? I just want to know when the last update was. 66%. Last scan January 1st. So as of 3 days ago, that's the last data for Azeroth scan was January 1st. So the next time they do another one, that's pretty recent, but I'm sure plenty of people that got it since then. It wouldn't count mine. Less than 1% sounds kind of likely though. Love the sweater, Hazel. Thank you. Don't have it to add me to the statistics. Yeah, it'll get a little bit more common over time, but it's one of those things that's still going to stay quite rare, mostly because the availability sucks, because it's only coming back every couple of months and only for a week at a time, and that it was also a fairly challenging thing to do that required alts. Not everybody has alts leveled up and whatever. Enjoy your Saturday WoW news. Well, thank you. Next week, what is today? Tuesday? Yeah, I'll do one. I'll do one this week. We'll be back at it. It may be from this room still, but we can catch up. And even if there's nothing really going on in WoW, I can still talk about the end of the Mage Tower. Single toon person. The Hearthstone add-on. Tome of Teleportation takes all the available teleports in my character. I also have it randomize my Hearthstone. It's pretty cool. Pretty happy with that. Oh, how did it become noon already? What else was I going to do today? I wanted to get the rest of well, I don't know about the rest of them, but I wanted to get more of my Mage Tower kills onto YouTube. Maybe I'll just chuck them out and not worry about the fact that nobody needs them anymore. I can survive a couple of very low views on YouTube. It's fine. Rest of those on YouTube, and then... Oh yeah, I had some errands to do. You got the book now? Good job. Thank you. I'm going to be riding this thing around for a while. Okay, I can turn in... What's my renown at now? 79, perfect. So then when I go and turn in the anima one, so this is just to get them out of my bags. Bunch of research, bunch of anima, and then we go back to the Necrolord place, and I should be renown 80. I played a Guardian Druid for the tank challenge, so I got the Werebear skin as well as the tank one. Put them up end of March so folks can prep. Yeah, I was thinking of uploading them unlisted, but in a playlist so somebody that wants to find them can, and I can kind of link in the descriptions, but then not pushing them to the feed until the Mage Tower comes back around, like setting a reminder or scheduling them or something so that they pop out at the beginning of the next one. Depending on whether or not I have other videos to do, which I need to sort my life out on. I could also do one about how to prepare for next time, knowing what we know now. I did one of the 3 priest challenges. I did Shadow Priest for my priest skin and for the twins challenge, which I don't recommend. It was horrible. But then I did Resto Druid for the healer challenge, and I did BM Hunter for the Fell Totem. Just last night, 2 hours before the event ended. So happy. Huh. Alrighty. I didn't do that pet potato. Maybe I'll do it this afternoon with lunch. I am... Oh, we're now 80. What is my title? Hazeline's Sword of the Primus. That's a pretty cool title. It's so hard to take off the insane, though. I feel like I always just want to wear the insane. I am finished for today. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, Thursday afternoon, same time, same place. I never did my Nighthold run, so we can do another mount run. Appreciate your company. Today's stream just flew by. I will see you around soon, I hope, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.